Okay guys, so I'm just going to be showing you this new Variac transformer I got the other day. This one actually came in the post in quite a state actually. It looked like it had been dropped on the I don't know, in the sorting halls or whatever. I really don't know, but it was in hell of a state. I got some pictures up on Google Plus. It was all bent down here. That lip there was all bent in. The underside of it was all basically had just been dropped to one side, and the outer casing stopped, and the inside Variac core just kept going. It just bent the case to crap. So after spending quite a few hours straightening all that back out again, I had to strip the whole thing down, basically, and re-straighten everything. With a soft hammer and a nice straight edge. So and then just rejig everything and then check it's all square. But yeah, after a couple of hours of work on it, I managed to get it all back together. There's only a scratch on the underside of it from the, I'll show you, on the underside of it from where it actually had landed. You can see where the Variac tried to push out, but that was all dented out before I've hammered that back in. Now it's just all nice and flat again, as you can see. Pretty flat. It's not perfect, but pretty flat. It's about as close as we're going to get, really, considering the condition it came in. But it's not too bad now. It's actually, I thought it was a goner when it came in the post. It was a hell of a state, but it's pretty good now, really. So that's not so bad. Polished the top on there, the nice knobs. It's all nice and shiny again now, which is good. So it's a good thing to do. And got some nice binding posts on these ones. Some of the other ones don't have these, but this one has a nice type binding post where you can actually clamp. You can clamp the wire in there. It's got a little pinhole that you can put the wire through. These things are too big to put through there, so I've just squeezed them up like that. Or you can even put a 4mm banana jack straight into there. It's got a load switch there. It's got a indication light to tell if it's on or not. And I've currently got it hooked up to this this lamp. This is a special lamp actually. It's quite an old one. I actually managed to find this at that was at a flea market I went to actually. In fact, as you can see there, it says BTH Edison. And it is has some other markings on it. Trying to find it. Take them out. Nice porcelain base there. Maybe certain people like porcelain. Yeah, so we got a 16-230. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. You can see the 16-230. It's not going to focus, is it? I don't think there's any other markings. I didn't spot any other ones on there. Might be a date code there, possibly. 2739/02. Maybe. Might be a date code. But anyway, it's a carbon filament one, so you can tell it's pretty old based on that. So we shall give it a go. Also, it's got a nice little nipple on the top there. You don't usually get those type ones anymore. I think that's how it's actually manufactured. How they must have blown the glass to make it like that. But yeah, fairly nice lamp. That'll go in my collection up on the windowsill. But today we're going to give it a go on the new Variac actually, so it's actually a good timing I've managed to get this at the same time as this, so I thought I'd put them together and we can test it out. The Variac make and model, actually I'll show you that a bit quick before we start it up. It is a, where is it? It is a LAB Regavolt, a 402 LAB, so this is one of the lab ones, so they're pretty nice really. All your normal stuff. It's 2.5 amps, so it's good for just over 500 VA or thereabouts, and 0 to 275 output. I think I've measured it to go a little bit higher, but that depends on your input. This one also is a it's got the volts on the dial as opposed to the percentages. I usually prefer the percentages because it's more of a correct term, but this one has the volts on there, so in theory that should be 60 volts there, but it varies a bit depending on your input voltages, so it's not perfect, but it's just a rule of thumb really. It's just a bit of guidance, that type of dial. But yeah, we'll plug it in, turn it on. We'll be measuring the volts on it today, so I want to put that in there because I don't want to overvolt this thing. It's only meant for 230. That's quite low actually for an old style lamp. It usually says 250 on it, so we'll see how far it goes up. I don't think I might not run that all the way up, depending on how much it starts glowing. We'll see. We shall see. So right, we'll turn it on the wall. Old RS type plug. Right, load switch on. Let's measure the volts. Okay, so 2.4, that's quite standard. These things don't really go down to 0 volts. It's not really possible in a way. It's just where they start. I swear 90% of them start around about 1 or 2 volts. So yeah, we'll crank it up and see what we get. I'm not sure if I can show the volts at the same time, so I'll read them out to you as I go. Right, so let's take them up. That's 10 volts, or 12 it says on there. 30, 40, 50. Anything at 50? Not quite. So keep going. 60. Oh, I can see it starting to glow a little bit red in there. A little bit red. 70, 80, 90. There you go. 100 volts. So at 100 volts you can see that glowing quite nicely actually. I quite like that. You can see the nice spiral type of filament, which is quite cool. I'm not sure how they actually form that, whether it looks like they've stuck it around their fingers and then just formed the filament, but obviously I don't think they'd do it quite as crude as that. It does look like it though. But yeah, that's a nice filament. I quite like that. I like it a lot. So let's see, we'll make it a little bit brighter. Let's go up another 110, 120. Yeah, it's starting to glow quite brightly now. You can still look at it, so it actually looks brighter on camera than what it does in real life. So yeah, I'm not sure if I want to take that any brighter. I don't want to burn it out. It's good for 230, so well, since I got it here, let's try it up to 230 just for the sake of it. If it pops, that's my own fault, but so we'll actually put exactly 230 into it. Going up 100 more. It's getting brighter. 200. Ooh. It's not been up to this brightness probably for quite a few years, if not ever. And that's 230, about there. So that's full brightness, guys. Oh, look at that. You can see the markings in it a lot clearer now. But yeah, that's full brightness. Very, very cool. Works well. Yeah, this Variac is very nice and smooth on the dial, as you can. Very nice. So pretty happy with that. It's a very nice Variac. That's warm. That's very warm. You can probably still touch that. It's not mega hot, so I'll be taking it out in a bit. But yeah, very nice Variac. I'm quite pleased with that. After I had to straighten it out, I wasn't so pleased with it when it came in the post. This is actually sent by a certain company, which I actually will say their name, because they managed to destroy a few things actually, which has been sent back and forth. So it's My Herms guys. So watch out for those guys. You know, if you use those guys, just be warned. They do drop your stuff or send it via another form of airmail. I'm really not sure, but basically just freaking put it in a box about 8 times the size and then just fill it full of foam and bubble wrap and whatever else you can fill it with, really. But I don't know, maybe knowing them, they might actually still break it. So I don't know, avoid them possibly even. But I'm not very best pleased with them, to be honest with you guys. So I thought I'd mention their name, just the name and shame really, because they're breaking such nice stuff, you know. Just criminalistic, you know. They should be put down for that kind of stuff. I also forgot to mention this is the smaller brother to this one here, which you might recognise from some previous videos, maybe a while ago. This one's actually, as you can see, it's been sanded nice and smooth, ready to be primed and then painted up. So yeah, that was quite dirty when I first got it, and the dirt didn't want to come out, and it had a few scratches and nicks in it, so I thought I'd just start over again and actually have that sprayed. So I've done some sanding on that, but I've got to take it back into the spray shop and have that properly sprayed again. So it's try and get as close to this colour as I can. I'm not sure what you kind of call that colour. It's like a mint sort of green. It's actually quite similar to what you find on lathes. If I show you the lathe colour over here, it's actually not far off, you know. The old Colchester Bantam under there. Not far off that same colour. So I don't know what you call that colour. If anyone else knows, I'm guessing mint green, but there might be like an industry standard name for it. But this is a different texture. That's like more of a satiny sort of textured finish to the layers, which are more of a gloss. But if anyone knows what that colour is called, generally, that would be awesome. Otherwise, I'll just have to look around and find something which is as close to it as I can get. But anyway, rolling on for just over 10 minutes now, guys. So I think we'll wrap it up. So I'll just turn some stuff off. There you go. Unplug the safety first. So hope you guys enjoyed that, and see you all again soon. Cheers. Bye.